Hey guys, so as most of you know, I recently had a foster dog, and sometimes when I have a foster dog, it really makes me super grateful for my own dogs because of the things that they do that have become normal and we can take it for granted. And everybody is like this. If I was to ask you now about your dog's behavior, majority of people would run off a list of things they wish their dog wouldn't do. So you might, say jumping up or pulling on leader. I wish you don't do this around the house, or run inside crazy, or whatever it might be. People often have this list of things that, they wish their dog wasn't doing. And what we tend to forget is to acknowledge the things that our dog is doing right, and that are things that sometimes other people may think is absolutely amazing. And I know that I'm guilty of this, particularly because obviously my dogs are pretty well behaved. And so, for example, a great example is I'm often at the park with my kids, and, the dogs will come for a walk to the park, and we might go to their park and, play ball or something. And then we'll go to the kids' park, and my dogs will lie down on the side of the park with a pram while the kids have a play and just wait there. And people are always like, oh my God, they're not even tied up and they're just laying there patiently. That's amazing, and da-da-da. And I always reward my dogs at the end. I always give them a cuddle and, say, well done, guys. That was good. Thank you. But I do forget how amazing that actually is for them to be able to do that, because that's normal for me. That's part of my normal day. Now, yours doesn't have to be anything like that. It could be you are just acknowledging, let me think, that your dog comes inside and doesn't steal the food off the bench. It may be that you're acknowledging that your dog is super cuddly and affectionate and loves, cuddling with your children or whatever. Maybe that your dog travels really well in the car. Maybe that you ask your dog to sit in your kitchen and they sit. It doesn't have to be super extreme, but we often will say those things, like in the kitchen, you might ask your dog to sit and they do it and we're like, yeah, cool. Like, you do that all the time, so why would I make a big deal out of it? And so what I want you to focus on today is trying to remind yourself of all of those things that your dog does naturally or normally now, part of their normal daily life, that have become habits that they have built up that are really great for you in your life. And they make your life easier. They make the relationship with your dog easier, because if you acknowledge those things, it's going to be easier for you, for one, to fix the things that you don't want, because you've already started to establish a positive relationship with your dog. But also it changes your frame of mind and really helps you acknowledge the things that your dog is doing well. So what I want you to do is just get a bowl and put a few treats in it, leave it on the bench, and over the day, I just want you to acknowledge the things that your dog is doing and be like, oh, that was really cool. So another one is, like when I was talking about the foster dog, my dogs will wait at the back door until they're invited to come in. And I just take for granted that my kids can, go and slide the door open and they don't get bowled over by the dogs, or that, I can carry a bowl of, something that's full, like dog food or dinner outside or whatever, and not get bowled over or have them jump on me or run inside. I take for granted that my kids have currently a sand pit full of water in the backyard that the dogs and the kids have been playing in, and that I can open the door and the dogs just don't run in and, get it all throughout the house. When I have a foster dog, that makes me hyper aware of that, because, the foster dog obviously doesn't understand that yet. And it was something that we taught him while he was here. But it's something that I'm like, oh yeah, I forget that how awesome this is. So just being able to, instead of walking outside and going, well, this is just normal, you just wait at the door, I can now go out and go, well done, thanks guys, chuck a treat or something. And you don't have to do that every day or every time or forever, but doing it for a day really makes you aware and start to see some of the things that your dog is doing really well and that we are kind of forgetting to acknowledge a little bit. So let's have a day of gratefulness and celebration of the things that our dogs are already good at. Even if you are training and doing other things and working on other problems, or you've got a list of problems, let's take a day out to just really reward our dogs for the awesome things that they are already doing and that make our lives awesome. All right, guys, have a good day.